Good morning! It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and it's 9 a.m., but this is something new. I'm gonna talk about LGBTQ plus stuff and get our week started right. So get a cup of Joe. I love me some Joe. Maybe not how you gay boys love Joe anyway, but we got some things to talk about. It's gonna be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl, the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, T-Dance, Wilton. Is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
So, gay boys. I am one of those lesbians that adores my gay boys. Can't live without them. But let's face it, this is an LGBTQ plus show. At 9 in the morning, they're still asleep. So if I want the gay boy perspective, I have to go to where they're at this time of the morning. This segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. Where else to fish for them than while they're still in bed? This morning we're joined by my guy pal, model and performer Damien Lenore. You can find him on Instagram at Return of Babylon. So let's get in bed with Damien as gay boys sleep late. Good morning, Damien.
Good morning, Faye.
Ahí está tu cafecito for you.
Thank you, thank you.
You know, I'm Colombian, so I make the best coffee, and if it's bad, you better not tell me, because I will do a Colombian necktie on you. I mean, sorry, how's the coffee?
Delicious. Delicious.
How are you, honey?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. How was this week? Did you party? Did you work?
It was a good week.
Yeah.
Busy. But it was
well,
good.
I had a fabulous weekend. I was at Pandora's party, the Descarga, in Doral, with like hundreds of women. It was fun times.
That sounds lovely.
And that's all I'm going to tell you about that.
I can fill in the dots.
So I know it's super early. Thank you for getting up. I love that you put a little bowl out for my Luna.
Absolutely.
You figured why not, right?
I want her to feel welcome.
Yeah, and the front door was unlocked. Something to do with me trying to jimmy the lock that one time?
At this point, if I don't know you're coming, you know that's on me.
You're a smart guy. All right. Well, so Damien, there's a lot of interesting things that we're all talking about this week in the LGBTQ plus community. Let's kiki on some of them.
All right.
Let's do it. First, 29 states have virtually no protections for LGBTQ plus people in their state in employment, housing, and more. And now more than 180 anti-LGBTQ laws have been proposed. In response, the HRC flies an altered U.S. flag over LGBTQ plus injustice from un-United States of America that removes those 29 stars.
America. 50 states promising freedom for all. But today, under state law in 29 states, a business could refuse service because of who you love. Housing could be denied because of your gender identity. Medical care could be rejected because you're a woman with a wife. In 29 states, basic freedoms are missing for millions of LGBTQ plus Americans. This flag is the LGBTQ plus reality. But we can change it, because this is America.
What are we all talking about? Isn't that crazy? It's 2022 and there's 29 states that still don't like step up for us and don't.
This is one of those
states. This is one of those states. We're coming to you from South Florida, from South Florida, and Florida is one of those states.
When you think about, I mean, we kind of take it for granted that we live in this metropolitan area where we can kind of be ourselves and express ourselves and everything. And I know I forget that the rest of the state isn't like this.
You're absolutely right. But then you remember when you take that quick road trip up to Disney, or you're trying to leave the state and you stop at a rest stop and then you're like, we're not in Kansas anymore. We're in trouble, and we're very gay. Like, we have a really good friend, Raji Naren Singh, and she was on the show a couple of weeks back, and she told me that, like, when she is taking a road trip, she will not stop at any of the places on the drive up, on the turnpike or 95 going up, because she's afraid of what could happen, and she's not the only one.
Isn't that sad?
It's very sad.
That it's still dangerous even now.
And we still have to be aware and focused about that. So kudos to HRC for flying this flag. It also makes me pretty sad that these facts are still true today in 2022. Next, do the girls in our LGBTQ community get treated poorly? According to Orange is the New Black star, Lea DeLaria, she's not talking about the straight community. She says butch lesbians get non-stop abuse from the LGBTQ plus community. What are we all talking about? So Lea DeLaria, you know her from Orange is the New Black,
of course,
right? And so she did this interview with Pink News. We love Pink News. And she said that as a butch dyke, her words, not mine. I don't like those words. I just don't like it. That she has dealt with abuse her whole entire life as a lesbian. What do you think about that? Like, are you friends with any lesbians?
So I haven't really met very many since I've been down here.
Okay.
And when I was younger, I hung out with a very artistic crowd. I had a lot of friends who were lesbians, and down here it just seems like in the circles that I'm normally in, like work-wise and social-wise, even though I don't have much of a social life, but I haven't run into as many lesbians down here as I did back in New Jersey.
So two lesbians.
Two.
Me.
You and my friend Cynthia.
Me and your friend Cynthia.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you have to go by. Wow. You've got to, okay, lesbians, let's go attack Damien Lenore, all right? Because all you G's out there need to start hanging out with the L's more. You really do. So
and I love lesbians.
Oh, okay. Well, then you should wear a shirt that says that or something. Maybe that way the lesbians will come to you.
I'm going to have a G-string made to wear to work or something.
The girls are not going to look down there. Damien, I use me, or pasties maybe that say, But it's a sad reality for her. She also said that she believes that butch dykes, her words not mine, are the most attacked and abused in our LGBTQ plus community by our own community. And I had to disagree. Like, I really do believe that our trans sisters are the most marginalized, are the most attacked, are the most that are just targeted at every turn. I can't imagine that she would be more than that,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, Lea, we love you. Keep on representing us. You are awesome. So, this has been a bad week for the world's peace. Anti-LGBTQ Putin, I like to call him Putrid Putin.
That's a nice ring to it.
Putrid Putin. Doesn't he look like he smells? Anyway, so Putin rolled into Ukraine, and it's sending shockwaves in the greatest military aggression since World War II. The U.S. warns the UN that LGBTQ Ukrainians are on Putin's kill list. What's next for Ukraine, and how does this affect LGBTQ America? What are we all talking about? This is crazy, isn't it?
It doesn't even sound real.
Does this sound like it's happening to our community? Like, is this something that you worry about?
I worry for the people in Ukraine, and I worry what type of trends that's going to set for the right-wing nutcases in this country. Very true. Very true. Imagine Putin and Trump were like besties. And this could be some kind of like rallying call for those psychos who are still holding on to like, oh, the election was stolen and all that bullshit. Like, you still have a lot of insano people, and when they hear these things happening, it's like a Pavlovian bell that rings. Ring, ring, ring. Your turn. Attack the different people. Like, oh God, that's awful. Just like you, I feel bad for the LGBTQ plus people there. And imagine a kill list. So on this kill list, there are journalists, there's activists, but primarily, mostly LGBTQ people there. I was watching this woman on, I think it was CNN or something, and she was talking about her son who fell in love with another boy in the Ukraine and won't leave him. And she's begging him to come home, and now Russia has started a strike there in Ukraine, and I just, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Yeah, the reality of having to live that and make those choices. And be on a list just because of who you love. And how you were born. Tough times. Our thoughts and our prayers are with the LGBTQ folks and all the folks in Ukraine, not just the LGBTQ folks. 100%. Next, so you guys, you remember
Leave Britney alone. Do you remember that video?
How could I forget? How could I
forget? Wow. In Freedom, I'm so glad we're doing a fun story. Oh my God, Britney. So in Freedom, she may get the last laugh after all, as this week we found out that Britney Spears is going to pen a tell-all memoir in the biggest book deal of all time. Can you say $15 million?
Wow.
Don't leave Britney alone. What are we all talking about? What is going to be on this book, Damien?
Wow.
What's not going to be in this book?
This is going to be so epically messy.
Messy. That's a good way to put it.
And I hate being involved in drama in real life, but I love to hear all about any kind of drama that doesn't involve me.
I don't like drama, but I like to read about it. So Damien will be the first one purchasing the Britney Spears tell-all. I can't wait for her, because I mean, she was under these people. It was like a dictatorship, basically, you know? And she couldn't do anything. I doubt she can go to the bathroom without telling somebody for all those years during that conservatorship. And now she's free. And she does all these videos. Do you follow her on Instagram?
No.
You should. It's funny because her videos she's a mess. Like, she really is a mess.
It makes me sad to see that, though. Like, my boyfriend will show me sometimes her videos, and it like makes me sad, because here's somebody they basically groomed and raised as a cash cow from the time that she was like
Mickey Mouse Club,
a
right?
baby, like a baby. Mm-hmm. And here's basically like a no shade to Britney at all, no shade, because this was created. She was like a dancing bear in a circus. Her whole entire life.
Dance.
Dance, sing, perform. And now this girl just wants to like live her life.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you know, mental health is real.
Oh,
Damien,
my
and
God.
She's got mental health issues. How do you listen to someone or trust anyone when after over a decade you've been pushed down and stepped on and not allowed to do anything?
How could you couldn't?
You couldn't.
I couldn't. Absolutely not.
You couldn't. And I mean, I really do think that she needs medical help, you know? But she'll be counting those $15 million while she's looking for medical help. At the end of the day,
she could have any therapist she wants.
She really could. She really could. This book is going to have her mom in it, all the stuff about her mom, her sister that she's constantly calling out on social media, Kevin Federline. I can't wait to hear that drop. Maybe she'll even talk about Justin. Remember when she was with Justin Timberlake? Oh, I loved her with Justin. Like, she looked so normal when they had the matching blue denim outfit. You guys remember which outfit I'm talking about?
Yes.
Aw, Britney. Next, everyone needs help at certain times of our lives. But when RuPaul's Drag Race star Eureka O'Hara tweeted, quote, "I'm in rehab, and it was time to get my addiction and mental self under control," end quote. We found out she's been there for over a week, people. What are we all talking about? This story has to come close to our hearts for both of us because we're both in recovery.
100%.
And, you know, and that was something that like we shared early on when we first met, and we were just like, oh, doing some segments together for Kitty Meow. And then you mentioned that you were in recovery, and all of a sudden we were bonded right there. It was like, oh my God, you.
We see each other.
We see each other. And in our community, it's not easy with, you know, and Eureka is part of our community. You know, the clubs, the bars, the events, it all revolves around alcohol.
Yeah.
How do you stop and say, I'm not being the best version of me that I can be? Yeah. How does that come about? I mean, how long have you been sober?
It was 3 years this past Halloween.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's incredible. Like, how did you know you needed help? How did you know you had a bad relationship with a substance?
I mean, I've been to rehab like 8 times.
Oh, you have?
In and out since I was 18.
Wow.
I went for the first time. And it was just like, I kept trying to do things my way, and then I'd have this big wake-up call where some dramatic, awful thing would happen, and I'd be like, all right, I need to clean my act up, and I'd subscribe to it for a little bit, and then I'm like, you know, maybe I can just do better doing this on my own without any help, because that's worked so well for me in the past.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And then finally I reached a certain age, and I'm like, this is not cute anymore. The messy part is not fierce. I'm not like a rock star, like, where it's cool to trash things and act crazy. It's like you're a grown adult acting like a little kid, and you're gonna either kill yourself or kill somebody or wind up in jail or whatever. And it's like, I don't want that. Like, I want to have a life that I can be proud of and enjoy and do esteemable things. And now for me, it's kind of like working in the nightlife scene, I can show other people, hey, I'm in recovery, I work in bars, I work in nightlife, and I'm still in recovery, and it's not a check against me, it helps me keep my head level and do what I need to do.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like, that's awesome that Eureka is doing this and being so open about it.
Being public about it.
It's huge.
It is huge.
Because it's a beacon for people who think, like, there's something wrong with seeking help. There's something wrong with admitting, like, okay, I have a problem. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's wonderful to have this self-awareness to know, like, this isn't working for me and I can change it and I can make my life better. So can you. You
Definitely,
know?
definitely. And sometimes we need to see ourselves in other people. No, a lot of the times we need to see ourselves in other people
for sure.
to better ourselves.
For
you know,
sure.
for me, just like you, I tried to do it myself, and myself was not the way to go. I could not make valid decisions with how foggy my brain was with the amount of alcohol that I was intaking. You know, I didn't go to rehab, and I wish I would have. I detoxed it in a very unhealthy way, but I'm alive to talk about it today.
Yeah.
You know, and I entered a 12-step program that I love, but that is based on anonymity. And that part for me is very difficult because honestly, Damien, I live loud sober because I want others to see me sober and see that it's okay to still be at the club, to still have a wonderful life. You know, I thought that once I stopped drinking, things would stop being fun. My friends would start thinking I wasn't fun anymore, and I wouldn't relish in joy. And completely the opposite is what happened.
Yep.
So to do, you know, first and foremost, I'm always very open about my sobriety. I want people to know that I'm in sobriety and that I'm sober, because that also gives them, hey, if they ever come across somebody that needs help, hey, Faye said that she was in recovery. Let me reach out to her.
Yeah.
Maybe she has something that a resource that I could give this person.
Yeah.
And that's how we stay sober.
100%.
So, big shout out and love to Eureka. We are praying for you, girl.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not easy. It really isn't. 1 week down, fantastic. The first couple of days, I was counting the hours, Damien.
Yep.
I was counting the hours, sitting on my hands saying, okay, I haven't had a drink in about 13 hours. Woohoo.
Very that.
So, our thoughts and our prayers are with you, mama. Yeah, I love it. Stay loud. Next, Big Brother. You love it or you hate it. And hate seems to be social media's favorite adjective to describe Todrick Hall. I love Todrick Hall, oh my God. He has used fellow contestants' past against them in conversation, knowledge about competition, family members, and even suggests he's the only black member of the house when there's 3 other black people there. Social media is full of the description, terrible Todrick. And it's not a compliment. Celebrity Big Brother, what are we all talking about? Have you ever seen Big Brother?
I have not.
You have not. Okay, so it's been around for like 1,000,000 trillion years. And what they do is they put a bunch of people in a house and they film them 24 hours a day. They don't get to go anywhere like the real world. It's just there, that's where they're at. And then the members of the house start voting them off one by one.
Wait a minute. Well, Tiffany Pollard was in that, right?
Was she?
New York from Flavor of
Oh,
Love.
yes, she was. I love her.
I've seen the highlights of her Big Brother-ness.
Her Big Brother-ness. Yeah, no, so same thing. So Todrick is in it this time around. And I love Todrick. You know Todrick, he's a famous choreographer, he's a singer, he's incredible, he's always all over RuPaul's Drag Race. Love him. Didn't know that he was this shady though.
Here's the thing.
Oh, that pause. Wait a minute. Did you guys see that, America? Here's the thing.
Reality TV is for messiness. And I feel like if there's not messiness involved in a season of reality television, no one's going to watch it. And if you want to be the star of said reality show, you have to either be the sweetheart or you have to be the villain, the messiest one. Because that's what people want to see. When I watch reality TV, I don't want to see everybody like, oh, we all love each other.
We all love each other.
No.
We're all perfect.
Call someone something nasty and do something shady, because like if I wanted to be cutesy, I could hang out with my friends. You know?
You're right. But you know something else that this guy's, okay, and that's the thing. I wouldn't do a reality show where you would be filming me 24 hours a day, okay? I like to scratch my butt. Sometimes my boob itches. You know, there's like, you know, it's one of those things where everybody's talking about him because supposedly he's a big farter and he just farts all day. And like,
That's
you know,
not cute. That's
and you know, everybody has that friend that like, you know, when they were kids would fart and then blame it on you and then run away, right? So that's basically what he's doing now. And it's like, sorry, do you have coffee
Luna's
in your
like,
nose
wait,
now? Luna doesn't fart. See, Luna's farts don't smell. That is why I hang out with her.
She's classy.
You know? So, Todrick, keep your farts to yourself or stop eating beans, bro. I mean, Ugh. Next, Damien, we're gay after all. We're very gay.
We are.
We're highly gay.
I'm here for
like
it.
We're
though.
extra gay,
I love
right?
it.
Like
I
on the
love
gay meter, like our thing is like,
The mercury broke.
and I wouldn't,
broken.
and I wouldn't want to change it.
Me either.
I
Not
think we
for
could
all
actually
the money in the
gayer.
world.
And the more your leg comes out of there, woohoo! Gayness personified. I love it. All right. So we've established that we're gay. So let's talk about some fun things that will help us get through the week. The radical religious crazy call it queer as a negative. Governor Ron DeSantis calls it don't say gay. At the FayWhat show, we call it the gay agenda. What could be more fun than the South's largest action park for arcade games, go-karts, climbing walls, and skating? Then add all the colors of the LGBTQ plus rainbow, and you know what you get? Pride Skate, of course. It's March 2nd at Xtreme Action Park from 7 to 10 p.m. You can get more details and info at xtremeactionpark.com. What do we love about this? Have you been?
I have been once, yeah.
Okay, and so you were your sexiness self on skates?
I was on skates, yeah.
Can you skate? Of course you can skate. There's nothing Damien can't do. Me, I fall on my big fat lesbian face. Okay? Or my boobs would make me fall over, like, or my hair sometimes too.
Do you put the skates on and go, or are you...
What do you mean? I mean, I'll try, but I'll have to hold on. I'm like that person that's holding on to the side rails while being gay and like loving every moment of it. But like, you know, I'm not very like good at sports or anything that has to do with wheels and stuff.
I mean, you don't have to do a triple axel. You can just kind of... You and Izzy, my boyfriend, you guys, y'all
Okay,
can
maybe
hang out.
I'll just like grab onto Izzy and then he could just kind of like roll me around the place. I don't
He
know.
does the same thing. You can hang out to the guardrails together.
Well, if you're in South Florida, make sure you go Xtreme Action Park. It's a lot of fun. They have the DJ right in the middle of the skating rink. So you're skating around the rink. We've got incredible, incredible drag queens. Your mom, Velvet, usually
Yes,
hosts it.
She does.
And she puts on a show.
She can skate like skate.
You know.
Go backwards, like do some impressive type stuff.
Yeah, but so am I corny though that this excites me? Like, am I like, because it's like skating, like quad skating. We're not even talking about like, you know, the rollerblades. We're talking about quad skating with the big fat orange thing in the front of the shoe.
Yeah.
And it's not corny, right? It's
No,
still
it's like
fun.
it's like retro cute. It reminds me of the 90s, like the roller rink.
Okay, hashtag retro cute.
We love that.
You heard it here first. So the sun rises and the sun sets on RuPaul's Drag Race, and Hamburger Mary's continues to dominate in the Ruverse when on March 4th and 7th at 10:30 p.m., March 5th at 8 and 10:30 p.m., and March 6th for brunch at noon and 2:30, the season 7 star Jaidynn Diore Fierce appears at the Wilton Drive location. More details and info at hamburgermarys.com/Fort Lauderdale. What do we love about this?
They're getting like big deal people there.
They really are, right? Hamburger Mary's is stepping it up.
Yeah.
Like they're making it happen. You know, and they're on the drive, which is like fantastic. But I love that, you know, the RuPaul queens are now being showcased here in South Florida. Like I remember for a lot of years, they would automatically go to WeHo, West Hollywood. It would always be in Los Angeles. They would automatically go to New York, but that was it.
Yeah.
You couldn't really see them anywhere else unless you went to Las Vegas for the show. And now it seems that we're getting like the best of the best RuPaul drag race girls, queens right here in South Florida.
This is I mean, it's a huge gay destination. I feel like we're really becoming like the spot, you know?
And we've got the beautiful people and the beautiful weather. I mean, what else can you ask for? There's always something gay to do here in South Florida. It's up to you if you say you're bored.
Better pizza.
Better pizza.
And bagels.
And bagels. In New York? Here.
We need them here.
We need better pizza and bagels here. That's all Damien
My only
cares for.
complaint, that's my only complaint.
It's the water. Haven't they told you that? Bring water down from New York and then you can make pizza and bagels all you want. Now we know what Damien's going to do in the future. He's going to be the hot burlesque baker.
You know what?
It could happen.
There's a new act.
Next, the movie about the club kid phenomenon and a real-life murder called Party Monster, this is right up your alley, comes to the world-famous leather bar Ramrod on March 5th, 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Superstar DJ Keoki is a central character in the film story of indulgence and murder, and now he's gonna spin at the world-famous pig dance. Wait a minute. What's a pig dance? Wait. So if you don't know what a pig dance is, then I guess you're not a real cool club kid, and I'm not a real cool club kid. What do we love about this? What the hell is a pig dance?
Okay, so pig dance they throw at Ramrod, and it's kind of like a leather...
Do they throw pigs out?
No.
Do they eat bacon?
I mean,
Do they eat hot dogs?
We're the pigs. And
We're the pigs. We're as in the people who go?
The people who go.
Okay.
So it's like a big leather party.
And you catch a pig.
I
No.
wish.
No.
I wish they were roasting a pig.
They want a caja china. You guys Latinos know that, right? Maybe they have a caja china outside. That's what they should do.
They do have a new food truck outside.
Ah.
I haven't been to it yet. But that's the pig dance. It's like a leather dance. It's like a monthly thing. It's
So
like a
everybody
big deal.
dresses up in leather.
Yeah.
And it's called the pig dance.
pig
Okay,
dance.
so now I'm a cool club kid.
They have a big inflatable pig out front, which is cute. So if you drive by and you see that pig out front, you know it's time.
Okay, all right, then that's how you'll know that you're at the right place to hang out with the pigs. For the pig dance. Is there like an actual pig dance? Like, is there some kind of choreo? There isn't, right? I'm reading more into this than it is. You basically just dress in leather and it's called the pig dance. I love Ramrod. I was only allowed in there once and I was asked to sign something, so I can't say what exactly happened.
Oh.
Anyway, so DJ Keoki, let's talk about him. Did you watch Party Monster?
Oh, of course.
You were like a
Absolutely.
gothic kid, weren't you?
Yes,
What was your
very much
favorite?
so.
What was your favorite about that?
I loved the costumes, and it made me really wish I was like around for that club kid scene.
Mm-hmm.
I was like too young. I missed it. You
Got
know?
it, yeah.
But seeing like just all the work that went into like the looks that they wore out to these clubs and everything, it looked so like decadent, and there was something really like Baroque about it.
Ooh,
like
I love.
everybody had just like really extravagant personas and stuff. It was really cool.
I love
like
that.
fantasy style, you know?
I love that. So we got to be at Ramrod. I got to see DJ Keoki. I love him. And just the fact
You
that
can borrow some of my leather.
How do you know I don't have some of my own?
Oh,
Well,
maybe I'll borrow yours.
yeah. Well, it's what we'll all be talking about this week and the events that we want to attend. Thank you so much, Mr. Damien Lenore. Where are you going to be at next week?
So next week I'm going to New York.
Ooh, look at you, look at you. Okay.
Little getaway. It's one of my friend's birthdays.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna go just for the weekend. We're gonna go one night to Duane Park, which is this really amazing burlesque dinner show. We're gonna go to Rebar. We're gonna go to probably Rebar's fun. Yeah. Rebar's really fun. It's like nostalgic for me. I haven't been back to New York since I moved down here. And museum hopping and stuff like that, and see some of my old friends.
Yeah, you got to do gay tour. I mean, you know, like New York's essence of gay is not different than we are down here, but there's a lot of history down there. You got to go to Stonewall. You got to, walk on Christopher Street. You got to go to Chelsea. You've got to have a papaya hot dog.
Oof, I love hot dogs.
Yeah.
Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Well, I'll be hanging out at Sin's Gastro Pub in Miami Shores. They have this drag show that I love. Poison Ivy, and she's part of the Lord's family, and Adora, and they're just simply amazing. The food is delicious. The drag show is fantastic, and we always have a lot of fun. So there's always something going on here in South Florida, and we are just so lucky about it. So I got to thank Mr. Damien Lenore for getting up super early for the FayWhat show. And remember, make sure to follow him on Instagram at Return of Babylon. I know how hard it is for you in the morning because gay boys sleep late.
We do.
God, you drank all of that coffee.
It's made all the difference.
Ooh, all right, maybe next time I'll just leave it black. Wow. All right. I'll see you next week, Papito.
Absolutely.
Love you, Damien.
Love you too.
Well, good morning again, LGBTQ South Florida. This is the first gay weekly morning TV show in the world. And I'm FayWhat. I'm all about our community. And I want to talk about our interesting world. We have people to meet, we have events to attend, and it's time to plan out our week. You may have noticed that I'm a girl. We call it a lesbian. And you may have also noticed that we don't rule the gay boy world yet. But that's okay, because I'm a gay boy too. So as the FayWhat show develops, you're gonna agree with me. Everyone in the L, the G, the B, the T, and the Q community have more in common than the things that separate us. I'll be here with special friends every Monday at 9 a.m. to start off your week, and I'll be inviting special guests and friends to make our time together lots of fun. Is our community important to you? If it is, I hope you will share this experience. Please like the FayWhat show on YouTube or Facebook. And huge news! You should be watching the FayWhat show on broadcast television. In addition to social media platforms, you can tune in on Roku, Apple TV, Google TV, or Amazon Fire TV. I want you to support me in this endeavor. Next, let's welcome a special interview with LaTonya Hopson. She's a Florida native and diversity advocate dedicated to building awareness of holistic wellness in the Black and Brown communities. LaTonya provides faith-based services for mental health, physical fitness, and emotional therapy through alternative methods. The owner and operator of top-notch sports and fitness, she educates and enlightens others to live a holistically spiritual, balanced lifestyle. LaTonya is looking forward to sharing her passion as a holistic spiritual counselor to engage others in diverse topics and empower individuals to walk their purpose authentically. LaTonya Hopson.
So I'm hanging out with my girl LaTonya, and I've got so much to talk about. You know, since you were on the show with me before, when you were on, what did we do? We did the lesbian takeover, right?
We did.
For Queer News Tonight, and we killed it.
Had a blast.
We killed it. I knew that I needed to get you on my show. I think that you were just like the full package of just power, beauty, intelligence, badassness, you know?
Same.
You're part of that girl tribe that is going to help me take over the world.
I take that role on with a great privilege.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And listen, Miss LaTonya's here. You know, it's a little chilly in South Florida. We get a couple of days out of the year. We get you're new to South Florida, so I will school you on this, okay?
Please do.
We get 4 days out of the year that it's cold. Everybody on earth hates us for it, and it is what it is. So you take out your turtleneck those 4 days, or your cute little leather jacket, and you make it happen. And you're covering up all those biceps and triceps that you've got going on today.
Keep the muscles warm just a little bit. I wanted to show them, but I looked at the forecast and I was like, I don't know.
Oh, well, let's talk about how you got those incredible muscles. Tell me about your business, Top Notch Sports and Fitness.
I like how you say the name, top notch. Emphasis on top notch. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a holistic business, and right now we reconstructed. And when I say we, I just talk about myself because I'm multifaceted, and I see myself working with many other people in the community, such as yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's holistic, so of course it's going to talk about what the mind, the body, and also the heart. With a lot of changes that we go through as entrepreneurs or corporate leaders, teachers, mothers, wives, whatever, we have to make sure that we're establishing a firm foundation. And sometimes that foundation, as you know, Faye, has to change. And with changes, you need the right accountability in place.
And that's not always easy.
No, it's difficult.
Do you find that being the hardest thing that has happened? I mean, you're newly down to South Florida, opening up this business. What has been the hardest part?
Starting my business amid COVID. I moved here during COVID.
Girl!
2020 of March. Okay.
Literally.
Literally.
When the world ended, you moved here.
I was like, ugh.
Like my timing.
Yes, but it was divine, meaning that everything you did prior to this was to build you up in confidence to travel from North Florida to South Florida.
And prepare you.
And prepare me for greater. So I do believe that this is my season of greater. It's just going to take more stick-to-itiveness and humility.
And humility.
Yes.
I, you know, since the second that I met you, I felt that you've got a mission. Like, I don't know what it is. You probably know what it is, but you definitely have a mission here. How important is health for our LGBTQ plus community, especially the L?
The L. Ladies love lesbian. Okay.
All of that.
All of that. It's very important, mental health, because you have to break it down to self-identity first. So let's start there. Once I know who I am, I have comfort in having self-awareness. Once I have self-awareness, there's self-development. Where is she going with this? Because you have to know your foundation. It's your brand. You don't need anyone telling you how you should feel, how you should dress, how you should look. Feel your feelings, know what it is, and move forward.
I love that. How empowering,
So
LaTonya.
it sounds
know
easier.
your brand.
You know, it sounds a lot easier and it sounds good, right?
It does.
But how do we get there?
How do we get there?
So daily you have to say, this is where I am. Feel where you are, acknowledge that moment, and see yourself going forward. And for me, I give my praise and glory to God. Thank you for blessing me with this day. Thank you for these amazing gifts. Thank you for this beauty and charisma so that I can walk my truth in power, but be humble, but not downplay this gift. Never downplay it. And
Never.
I think women, we may sometimes confuse, well, how do you really be humble and own it?
Like, how do you say I'm that girl, which I am,
You
hashtag
do.
that girl.
Yeah.
How do you say I'm that girl, but then also don't sound stuck up or full of yourself?
Is it my fault for how someone perceives what I say or how I carry myself if my intentions are good? No. Now you have to have a healthy balance in life to understand what you're doing. Is it to be seen? Is it to be heard? Because then if so, you have to check yourself. Check yourself before other people check you. But understand healing is a process. So it's never perfect. So if someone says, I'm offended by how you entered the room or how you make that comment, well, thank you for bringing that to my attention. But my sole mission here is to encourage others to walk in their purpose.
I love that. So what happens? I come to you and I say, hey, I am a hot mess. I need to just, be centered and find my mission.
Ooh,
where do you go from there?
I like how you threw mess and mission in one sentence. So, within your mess becomes your ministry or can be your message. So let's really see how that can be a blessing. How we can turn that into a testimony. Your testimony is your purpose. What resonates with you day to day, what you do with your eyes closed, what gives you life. And that's what you need to find yourself doing more so each and every day. Fill the void with those things. Congratulate yourself and say, I am further along today than I was yesterday. And then that may mean changing your spaces, looking at different faces.
Yes.
Because you want to vibrate with people who are going to meet you where you are, meaning they're going to love you with grace. They may be on a whole different path, but they're saying, I see you. Let's grow together. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
Don't lower my vibration and we can grow together. I have learned that you have to be comfortable to be uncomfortable. Meaning if you want to be better, you have to get to know other entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Who are like, okay, you have to reestablish yourself, like we were talking off camera. And I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to have her help me, just mentor me. And then I can also empower her in areas that she needs empowerment with.
But it's true.
But that's how it should work. And many times it doesn't.
Why do you think that is? Women are constantly pushing each other down, And I was told since I was a little girl, you are who you hang out with. Okay? Center yourself around people who are positive.
Yes.
Who give to you, don't take
give.
away from you.
Yes.
All right? We've all had those friends that are toxic.
Yes.
That once they leave, you're like exhausted. You know what I'm talking about? Where you're like, why am I so tired? Did I just take a class or
like
something?
They leave
why?
your house and you're like, oh my God.
Yes. Like I'm energetically depleted. How do you protect yourself from people like that?
We've made that a norm though, haven't we?
We have.
And I like the questions that you presented. Why do I feel this way after they left my presence? It should have been some type of receive and give. Yet it was take. And now I'm exhausted. I am depleted and overwhelmed. So we start with boundaries. I notice that when you come around, this is how I feel. And I would like you to be around. But right now I will need some space to gather myself so that I can continue to move forward personally and in our relationship. In that space, you will know, okay, maybe on this day we don't need to see each other, or on this day it needs to be less hours, or we need to meet on basis of intentionality. Why are we meeting? Now there's some people that you don't even have to say one word. Their present refreshes you. You get what I'm saying? When you see them, you're like, oh, refresh.
Yes.
I love your presence.
Yes.
And that's fine. You should have friends who you could just read books with or meet up at the coffee shop or go through the mall and you are barely speaking like, okay, girl, we gotta go here now. But it's the chemistry. And then there are some friends who need stronger boundaries. And it doesn't say that I don't love you. It says that I appreciate the history, but I found myself in a different chapter of life. And if we're going to go forward, this is what I need from you.
Well, I'm a firm believer that every relationship that you have, it's for a reason, a season, or a
now,
lifetime.
Now, this is true.
So true. Like, they're just people that you work with.
Yes.
That like after you got fired, usually the case for me, right? Then you don't see them again, right?
Or you resign, or you move on.
Right. Or, a reason could have been that they were meant to introduce you to your your life partner or something like that.
Yes.
But everything has an expiration, like bad milk, and there's nothing wrong with that.
We still want to carry it.
We feel the need as women to nurture these friendships.
Release.
It's okay to let it go. You're telling me.
Let go because you're holding back your potential for that next level. When you're carrying too much on to the next dimension, your blessings will be on pause. And I'm coming to that realization. You have too much weight. If you're saying that I'm the light of the world that God's called me to be, check this out. You can't carry on burdens. You have to release it. So that means that
kind of like let go, let God kind of deal.
Will be drawn to your light. You just said that I have a mess that I'm turning into a message. So aren't you a walking, living ministry mission? So you can't really take everybody with you. And I like how you said that. Okay, you're at a job. Now your business has grown. Are you going to keep in touch with everyone? But how about this? They're not even supporting you in where you are. So don't feel guilty. And they can't. This is the other side. They may not be able to support you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And financially, that's out the window.
Yeah, you always got that friend, I ain't got no money, I can't go out.
I don't like that friend that when you go out, you want to treat them, but it's like, I'm never going to ask you to treat me, but, I have to let those friends go.
And it's okay to do so. You're letting us know that it's okay to do so.
Yes.
All right. So, I mean, that's got to be important. You've got to be important enough.
That's good, yes.
To yourself. To yourself.
Yes.
Be good to yourself. You have to have a boundary within yourself. Everybody wants to be liked. Everybody wants to have friends.
But we need to be loved.
But it's not quantity.
It's not.
It really is quality. And a lot of people out there are just BSers and they're not, trying to help.
And that's fine. It's more people who want to be Cuban zirconians than what the diamonds.
Than that real
rubies.
Diamond, baby.
And that's fine. That is fine. But we're diamonds.
No, we are diamonds.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of our bookers here at Happening Out Television Network, and they were telling me that they are talking to you about a health segment that's going to be happening on Queer News tonight.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
A little bit for that, okay?
That's awesome.
Yes.
So what's that gonna entail? What's it gonna have?
A little bit of spirituality, a little bit of empowerment, going within through yoga, meditation. Through my years of fitness, I have a versatile background. I started at 18, so surprisingly, I am 32. So I've been blessed to do it all, and I am a master of each level of fitness, and so I will be providing those different aspects.
Yeah, but you go into like even almost being a life coach, because this will change every aspect of your life if you're doing it correctly.
Correct. And that's what it's about. Some days I may not, feel like doing that cardio, but I have a list. I have a regiment. Let's put it like that. I have goals. You have to do something to keep you on that path, and eventually you'll hit every target, not for perfection, but because you're giving back to you. Wow, you're giving back to you.
So you got here and you hit the ground running during quarantine, which I can't even imagine. And you were like, okay, what am I going to attach myself to? I need to be of service to my community. And then you became a part of Afro Pride.
Yes. I mean,
how dope was that?
That was, but that was still later on. I like how you started this off with, you had to get yourself in that mind frame. So check this out. I had to go within, because when you are entrepreneur, when you are professionally driven, sometimes we can kind of attach ourselves to those attributes, right? So during COVID, what was I doing?
What were you doing?
What others were doing on the laptop, doing onboarding for her new job, working from a hotel while my apartment was getting ready.
Oh my God.
Okay, I thought it was the end of days.
It felt like the end of days.
All gyms were closed. I just wanted to lift the hotel furniture up. But you know what? Then I said, let's go back to the basics. Let's do body weight. I define my worth, and it's time to reevaluate. And that's why I love the self-identity, self-evaluation, self-development, because you can reset that. And resetting within myself made more space in a new area for me to be seen by different people in the community. And yes, I was so happy for the opportunity to be approached by Afro Pride as an advocate and someone to represent on their committee.
It's a wonderful, wonderful pride. I was super happy that they had it this last year. And let's talk a little bit about prejudices. Okay. Prejudices within the LGBTQ plus community against lesbians, against us as women. Have you experienced any discrimination? I mean, you being this Black, queer, beautiful lesbian. Have you encountered any discrimination in your career-wise?
No, not so much as being a Black queer woman, but I'm sure because I'm more bold with that now that I'm going to have some pushback, and I'm looking forward to it. But I can tell you that being a Black woman will prepare me for the Black queer experiences.
Okay. That totally makes sense.
And so it's like, okay, you're Black, you got to deal with that. You're a woman, you got to deal with that. And then you're queer, you got to deal with that. And then within queer, sometimes people say, oh, well, I have been brushed off. Like, okay, you're a lesbian.
We don't need to hear from you.
I just told you queer, And so then having to explain what that means, because I do understand that people just put everyone within the LGBTQ plus community in one box. And I feel like it's our job to be an advocate for who we represent, so that it resonates more so with others who need that self-identity in their confidence.
Yes. And that's why, I have straight friends that are always like, well, is it okay to ask? Yes, it's okay to ask. We welcome the questions. We want to educate. We don't want you walking around all ignorant.
Or
we want you to know.
Correct. That is so true.
Let's talk about your thoughts about social injustice. Okay. And you're, I mean, BLM, you know, you were down here already. How did you feel during those times?
You know, my parents raised me to be open and to view things from a sort of diplomatic point. But then when it gets to a certain end, my parents also have raised me to voice your concerns.
I love your parents already.
You know, and take a stand. And so it came to a point where enough is enough. What year are we in?
2022, girl.
What are our general standards within this country? Get an education, do well for yourself, and
have health care, all these things.
These are the bases that we're still defining.
Our basic necessities.
Each other by color, not character.
Yeah,
not what you bring to the table. That's more of your concern.
I feel like we've come so far and have come.
We're going backwards more so with more information that we have.
How do you feel?
But I feel as though you can use your position, your business, the networks that you're on, your social media, to be an advocate, to be who you were called to be. Because again, who you're called to be is your purpose. So you're denying yourself if you know that you have a strong message and you're not sharing that in the world. So before I became,
and you're denying the world too.
You're denying your gift, you're denying yourself. And that's, you know, an abomination to your creator, to the universe, to all the things bestowed upon you. And for generations, it's bigger than you. It's about generational curses, generational trauma. And so that's really my focus with any nonprofit, any government agency, even through my business. I want to educate Black and brown, and then those that are not Black and brown. What are you doing to heal the wounds caused by generational curses? What are you doing to push forward as an advocate or a trailblazer within your community or similar like community? So to answer your question, I just took it as this is an opportunity for me to stand on a platform that I've kind of been doing throughout the years, but now people are going to be more so prone to pay attention because she's actually talking practicality. She's actually talking from a place of experience and truth.
We need that. We really do. Did you see Dave Chappelle's Closer?
I did. Was I disappointed?
Were you disappointed?
I was.
What did you feel?
You know, I've been following his career for quite some time.
Me too, girl.
So it was twofold for me, because in one act he did a few years ago, he made the comment, I have nothing against trans, you know, and I get down with them. But then recently I had a different take on it. But I was like, okay, the comedian, if you got to see him in different aspects, it's kind of like, okay, was he just saying that for the moment to get the attention that he got? Or is that really where he feels now? So I just looked at it as, okay, well, if that's how he is as a comedic genius, then maybe I need to say, do I support this type of entertainment?
Got it.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and that's
because
tough.
Prior to that, there was no type of issue in my eyes with him. Okay, until recently. And I think that, okay, this was not the right time.
Yeah.
This was really not the right time to make that comment. And if you made that comment, you should have, you know, dived a little bit deeper. Because you just hit a sensitive spot there.
Totally.
You get what I'm saying? And you left it open for your fans to say, okay, where did that come from?
And that's you know, an objective perspective coming from a Black queer woman, because it's like, you know, I did a little bit of stand-up back in the day, and I love comedy, and I worshipped Dave Chappelle, where, you know how they would always do stories about him doing a 4-hour set in San Francisco? I sat through a 4 or 5 hour set with him. That's how good he was, LaTonya. I mean, and just effortless, you know, and just trying stuff out to see what worked, and most of the stuff worked.
I think he was trying that out too.
Really?
It was a fail. It was a failed attempt.
But was it a fail? Because now it got a lot more people to talk about him. And do you find yourself being like, okay, I should support him because he is a Black comedian?
No.
And then it's like, but he's going against my queer community.
I just didn't support that comment. When you look at his lineage and what he's accomplished and what he stands for, I don't necessarily just take that one moment and say, okay, I don't like Dave Chappelle. But I'm not going to say I support that.
You got your eye on him. You're watching.
Yeah. So if it happens again, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. Prior to this incident, I was a fan. But now, because there were things that he did to, you know, talk about social injustice that were wild and crazy, that, you know, the older generation would be like, did he just say the N-word? Did he just come on there pretending like he was a white man?
That was a funny sketch.
You know, but I would have liked him to have addressed the issue. and he just left it open. And so all conclusions were made like, okay, you have some type of prejudice towards this group within the LGBTQ community.
But again, like you said, now was that?
But was the statement,
wasn't on purpose? You know,
was the statement ever given?
Well, I mean, he just basically said, you know, I'm not sorry for what I said. You know, this is who I believe I am. Then he said he's a TERF, which is awful. And
okay, so again, I don't know how serious to take.
All right, so Black History Month is right around the corner. Martin Luther King's birthday was recently. How do you feel that his history has affected you and our community?
Well, everyone, women, men. Isn't it amazing how many lives his legacy has impacted? But that's not his life, his wife, who's the architect of what his legacy has become over the years. So make sure your partner is someone you're aligned with. I'm just
be with someone that makes you look good.
Yes, but getting back on the topic, one of his supporters, Rustin, he was a gay Black male. And out. So sometimes he had to, as you probably recall reading about him, had to work from the outside. And many of his opportunities were, you know, behind the scenes, but it was him who helped with the Freedom Riders. And
he was the one who put together the march.
There you go.
Right?
The first marches.
The first one. And I mean, if you look at his rap sheet, LaTonya, he had a ton. I mean, a bunch of times that he got caught with other men.
The branding of Martin
Luther King, yes.
But a lot of people don't know that.
Before social media.
And so I think he was one of the people who encouraged Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King to stand for human rights within civil rights. Because really, how can you separate the two?
Yeah, I mean, human rights there, another bare necessity. Something so bare and common that like you would expect us to just get for being human.
I think with Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, we can all take this, learn and love.
Learn and love.
Learn and love. Because you can learn and it can do more harm. And I think when you said, how are we going back? Let's get to that. I think that's what's going on. We're receiving knowledge, but what are we doing? Are we just using it to tear each other down? Oh, I'm better than you. This group is better than your group.
I have more followers than you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, it's not. Listen, really. One of my favorite quotes from Martin Luther King is, you know, I'm not going to do it justice, but you know, you can't fight, you know, you fight hate with hate, it multiplies.
That's right.
You got to only fight it with love.
That's right.
You know, if everyone would just think about that, this world would be a lot different. So I want to remind our viewers that you are going to be on the Afro Takeover of Queer News tonight. It's going to be sometime this month and also on the 17th of February. How do you feel about being a voice of reason for your community?
Thank you for saying A, not the.
No, A.
So it takes off.
It takes all of us, girl. It takes all of us.
On us. Yes, correct. But being a voice of reason just says this, that I have turned my mess, like we were saying, into a message. And so it's not going to resonate with everyone. It's just going to resonate with who it needs to resonate with. So that's why it's important that you and I, we continue to work on our mind, our hearts, our soul, and our body. Because someone is clinging on to who we are and what we're doing until they find their voice, or they just want to see that consistency to encourage them to hold themselves accountable. Holding yourself accountable is damn hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The older I get, I'm like, thank God I decided to do this now. Especially when you're changing your whole life.
Your whole world.
Your friends.
Yep.
Your space.
Yep.
Claiming your energy, saying that it's within me. Like, okay, I did okay. I really did pretty darn good. 80%. But if I just get better friends, if I'm just more consistent with this wellness, you see where I'm going with this?
Yes.
I may have people supporting me on the outside, and I'm grateful because it's pushing me forward. But once I get through this process, I'm going to be so much better than what I was, because I had people weighing me down.
Wow.
But I had people holding me back, so I could never get past that 80%. And two people on the outside, you know, that 80% look like 100%. So that's why you really never got far, because people are like, oh, you really do have it together, don't you? And the people that you probably were with was like, oh yeah, you know, she's good. She's good.
And for some people, that 85% is enough.
And okay, now let's talk about that. For some people, they probably felt like, okay, I've been doing enough sweating and I'm really good with that. And this is all I have to say to them. Are you giving your gifts to other people? You know, while you're here on this earth, what are you doing with your gifts? We have
to pay it forward, always.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Correct. And I love how you said that. Pay it forward. Who are you investing in to pay it forward? Or to pay it, how about this, since you're like, okay, I'm good. Who are you investing in, Faye, to pay it further?
Further forward. That's the key.
There you go.
I'm so looking forward to having you back and talking about God, Afro Pride, talking about all things that you're doing. You have a strong voice and look to assist and help our community. And you care for the world. Who is saving you? Who do you go to?
That's a really good question. The only one that I know that is consistent and loves me unconditionally. And I know some people are like, you can't even really feel God. Yes, you can. When you have been in a dark place or to a point where you describe it as hell, let's just be honest. COVID has been hell for a lot of us.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten to this point to sit here with you, to look you eye to eye, if I didn't say, I need something. I need someone.
Bigger than you.
Bigger than me. You know, that's humility. Okay, great. Because if I was just that good, I wouldn't break down. If I was just that good, I wouldn't have had anxiety. If I was just that good, no panic attack wouldn't have happened. But it's okay. Free yourself and say, I'm willing to be used for more, to have more, to be greater. And so that person I'm talking about is God. For me.
I love that.
I'm serious.
I love that. Listen, whatever you want to call it, spirit, higher power, God, Allah,
is for
whatever.
Me, the Holy Spirit, higher power, spirit talks to me. Spirit got me through this weather. Oh, listen, your angels, your ancestors, whatever. But it's with you, whatever resonates with you. And I like how you said that. Whatever your spirituality is, spirituality adds more faith to self-identity. So whoever's listening to this and they're like, I'm not with that, I just encourage you to discover your spirituality, to have more faith in yourself. And when you do that, you're paying it forward. You're like, who can I help with my gifts?
Yeah.
You know, how can I turn my talents into gifts? It becomes bigger than you. And that's how we break generational curses. We address generational trauma in love, and we move forward.
Wow. So I'm in a 12-step program because I've been in recovery for more than 7 years.
Okay.
And they tell us constantly that, you know, you've got to give away this gift that was so freely given to you. You know, we have to do more. Service is part of our principles. We have to constantly pay this forward.
Yes.
You know, why do you think that people have such a hard time doing that?
They feel like they don't have enough time for themselves. Oh, I give so much. And that's the wrong impression. And we have to change that with perception of mind. By giving of myself, I make room to receive more.
I love that.
That's how it works.
I love that. And God pays you back higher power a million times over.
Each and every time.
Yeah.
Even when you don't intend for him to, he's like, I already got you.
I got you back.
I got your back.
That's incredible. With that, thank you, Miss LaTonya, for being with me today on the FayWhat show. I love you and all that you represent,
gotta get me to do your theme song.
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
Oh girl, we're gonna work on that.
Yes.
Watch out, Dale Stein. We're gonna have LaTonya here as your backup singer.
There we go.
I am going to have you back on the show real soon with a round table.
All right, yes.
Okay, on all things lesbian.
I love it.
And that's gonna be coming soon, so look out for that. For sure. LaTonya, I love you. Te quiero. Thank you for being with me. And I will see you soon.
Yes.
Yes,
all right.
girl.
So we're going to be bringing you special interviews with interesting people like LaTonya to get your week started on the right foot, baby. That's what the FayWhat show is all about. So before I finish, I want to tell you what's on my mind. Here's another segment of FayWhat's on my mind, with a segment that I like to call the dumbest shit this lesbian has been told about being gay. Yep. I've always been a magnet for people to say the most inappropriate things with a smile on their face. No lie, I'm telling you. You tell someone that you're gay, and that gives some gay Karens the ability to say things that they don't see anything wrong with. But, you know, I have somewhere to go and talk about it. You guys, all right? So one of the things that I've heard is something like, but you're so pretty. You're too pretty to be gay. I heard this at my abuela's funeral a few years ago in Passaic, New Jersey. I totally did. And I didn't realize that pretty people were straight and ugly people were gay. I didn't get that memo. My bad. Thank you for enlightening me. You know, people are fabulous wherever we go. How could somebody say that? This next one happened to me at Publix supermarket down here in South Florida. I was running into someone that I knew from school many moons ago. So she looks at me, right? And she says, I made out with a girl in college. And then she looks at me and winks. First of all, we all made out with a girl in college. Your mother made out with a girl in college probably, okay? Making out with girls is fun. And you like fun, and you've had some life experiences. Good for you. But please stop winking at me. That doesn't make no kind of sense. The next thing I've heard. That goes into this one. This is like a really good one. If I were to go gay, it would be with you. I've actually heard that before. Well, do I have a choice in this? Because just because you think you can go gay doesn't mean I'd go for you. Just wanted to make that perfectly clear there. How about this last one? But if you like girls why do you like girls that look like boys? And why don't you want to date boys? I don't know. If you like boys so much, then why don't you date some of my ex-girlfriends who look like boys? Right? According to you, that makes sense. I leave that right there. Case dismissed, overruled, approach the bench, caso cerrado. I get a lot of these, okay? And I got more of these for you, but you'll have to wait till next time. We are here to educate, so let's get woke. That's it. That's the FayWhat show. I am really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our community. It's often hard for us girls. If we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. Nothing like this has been done before. It's why we start with inspirations like Mary Tyler Moore and that girl's Marlo Thomas. It's a new year. It's been a tough 2 years. So let's be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity. It's what makes us so strong. Until next Monday at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I am #thatgirl. Have a great week.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl, the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl, Latina, but she's you.
Is that what her whiskers fell out? Did you a whisker, Pooch? Did you lose a whisker?
Or it was mine.
Face like theirs.
Can I have this? Can I have this? Thank you. Come here. Thank you. Can I see your belly? Show me that belly. Thank you. Give me that belly. Thank you, belly. Can I have your shake? Thank you.
She's such a good girl.
There we go. Good girl. Stay.
You can put your arm
Lay
on.
down.
I would do the left one so it doesn't block your body. And that becomes adorable, and she'll just like lay there and be happy being petted.
Didn't you know last good thing? Did you have another carrot over here?
Yeah.
Stay. One last one? Nope.
That's a good
Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Stay.
Your chest looks so broad in that shot.
It does?
That head's not yours.
Oh.
What's the lock for?
Good girl. The lock?
Yeah.
Stay.
What's it for?
Just part of the jewelry.
It's just completely decorative. It doesn't need.
Yeah.
In the leather community, it means something, but yeah, that's why I was explaining.
When I was younger, it used to mean you liked, like, heavy metal music.
In the straight community,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, lay down. Lay down.
That's a straight thing.
I was one of 2 gay people in my high school, so I didn't know anything about.
In the leather community, a lock means you have
Stay.
a significant other.
Oh, yes, well, that I knew. And it used to come in handy at Johnson's when people would be like, can I take you home? I have a boyfriend.
The key holder says no.
Yeah. But I like it because it reminds me of, like, the music I used to listen to and the people I used to hang out with when I was younger.
Thank
I used to have all the safety pins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like all over my backpack and stuff.
You were a goth kid, Brian?
Oh, yeah. Still kind of am.
I can see that.
I used to pierce myself with the safety pins.
Yeah, it's mild music, but my first. Oh,
Period.
Okay. That's a lot of coffee. You better drink a bunch of it.
Oh, I will. I only had 1 cup today.
No, look this way. Smile.
There's no milk in there.
You're trying to lick his nipple.
Nasty. Buy me a drink first, at least.
All right, let's do this. Okay, take deep breaths. We're just chilling, talking crap in bed.
Stay.
All right. How's my hair? My hair good?
Fabulous.
Okay, great. All right. Good morning. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people, and it's 9 a.m., but this is something new. I'm going to talk about LGBTQ plus stuff and get our week started right. So get a cup of Joe. Oh, I love me some Joe. Just not how you gay boys love Joe anyway. So we got some things to talk about. It's going to be a great week. Next, gay boys, bless you. I am one of those lesbians that loves and adores my gay boys. But let's face it, this is an LGBTQ plus show at 9 in the morning. They're still asleep. So if I want the gay boy perspective, I have to go to where they're at this time of the morning. This segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. Where else to fish for them than while they're still in bed? This morning we're joined by my guy pal, model and performer, Damien Lenore.
We're going to have to redo it because Lily is actually blocking you.
Okay.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did, so make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo, so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.